Yeah.
Welcome to episode number 6 of More Than a Game podcast with the great Andre Moore and co-host Tim Wilshire. Yes, good to see you again, Andre. It's been a little while since we did one of these. I know we caught up in Brisbane a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
To the King of Wings.
King of Wings, yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty tasty. Nice wings over there at Stafford, Queensland. Nice little spot.
There's a rumor that they might be a sponsor on the podcast. Is that right?
Well, that's something we'll have to look into. Look into that, man.
Yeah,
very possible too. That's very possible.
Yeah, very, very possible, man. So obviously, just to start off with, usually want to pay your respects to the people, the owners of the land. That's what we usually do.
Yeah. The original owners of the land, that we gathered on it. I always got to show respect to them. They
definitely
paved the way, which leads us into one of the present indigenous forces that just helped bring Australia their first ever gold. I mean, not one of the first ever medal in the Olympics.
Okay, we'll start with the Olympics then. That's a good starting point. So Paddy Mills, another Olympic, fourth time he's been at the Olympics.
Yeah.
What an absolute gun of a performance.
Wow.
Paddy Mills, 42 points in the bronze. Was it 40? Yeah, 42 points in the bronze medal game. He was not shy to shoot, and he was just kept popping them up, putting them in, and it was just unbelievable.
It's a beautiful shot too. His form, his release, his height on his jump shot. It's just textbook perfect.
Just the leadership he shows, the flag bearer for the country, and also just the leadership in that bronze medal game, just unbelievable. I think he played all but a minute or two.
Yeah.
He probably only had 2 minutes off. Great performance by the Boomers. They all seemed to step up in that bronze medal game.
Yeah, the coach.
Shout out to Joe Ingles. He hit some really big threes in that game as well.
I love watching his shot when he releases that left hand shot of his too. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, he always finds an open spot, which is really, really good.
Smart. High IQ. He has a very high IQ, basketball IQ.
And I definitely think that Matisse Fireball's defense had a big factor in the way Australia only lost that one game in the whole Olympics. So, and that was against the United States. So that Matisse Fireball, his defense, his range, his wingspan, you don't see it as much during the regular season. He plays 20 minutes a game for Philadelphia and still got.
That's going to change just after this season.
Second all defensive team for someone only playing 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but you can see why he's so renowned. You've got a guy that Ben Simmons is gone most likely, and he's going to be able to step into a bigger role probably anyway.
More than likely, yeah. More than likely should.
Another guy that was quite very dominant for Australia, in my opinion, Jock Landale.
And he also landed himself a contract with the San Antonio Spurs, I believe. So
I've just picked up Landale off the free agency list in our fantasy basketball.
You'd be stoked, huh?
In that, so that's Nick Kay is the other guy who's started.
Everybody, even down Duop Reef, the African kid that they brought in. I knew nothing about him prior.
Reef was really, really good. Didn't play much in the final, but what I was also very impressed with, just in the fourth quarter in particular in that game against Slovenia, was Dante Exum. Dante Exum did step up when he needed to. He had a lot of pressure. He's had a bit of pressure on his shoulders being such a high draft pick and not sort of living up to that. But he's
out of a team. He's not on a team either. He's not. I don't know if he's been picked up since then, but he wasn't on anybody's roster, during that time. So it was basically an audition for him, and he more than lived up to the audition, playing the way he played in the Olympics. So shout out to him.
So great performance by the Boomers, and it'll be forever. They worked so hard just to get that bronze medal.
Chris Goulding. What about Chris Goulding's shot?
Yeah. No, he was there for a purpose. He was there to make 3-pointers, and that's
our Brisbane Bullets
Sobey.
Leader, Nathan Sobey looked really
got some minutes. Yeah, he got some minutes.
Everybody looked good on that team, man.
They did, yeah.
Oh, we gotta give a shout out to the big fella who got hurt.
Bainesy.
Baines, yeah, man. May he get well soon. So he was a real integral part to the Boomers over the last two campaigns in the Olympics as well too.
It's just size of Baines has got that size and defense. He's very So they missed a bit when he was not there. That's for sure. But these guys, Landale and Kay, stepping up.
Kay, all those guys has really stepped up. And the coaching staff, just got to give
Brian Goorjian.
He's a coaching genius. He's done really well over here. And that was the beauty of the Olympics. You had a mixture of NBL and NBA guys together too, which made our league look really good in the National Basketball League here.
Because didn't Landale? He played for the Melbourne United, didn't he?
Yeah, he was MVP for the league this year.
Yeah, he was the MVP and also probably the MVP in the final, perhaps.
Yeah,
I think
bar injury, we could have had Cotton. I think Bryce Cotton would have been eligible to play as well too.
Okay.
So look out for him maybe in the 2024 Olympics. Bryce Cotton, bar injury. I think he had a strong chance of making this squad here too. So he would have helped us big time as well.
Yeah, no. So the Olympics, I mean, it was great to see all the other teams as well. I mean, I was fascinated with how good Slovenia were. I think they were really like they looked like. I kept having a bit of a joke with all my friends about, it looks like Dallas out there playing.
It did like Dallas.
Well, except this team's probably better than Dallas, I think.
Only thing about it, man, Luka was a spectacular player he is, man. Too much crying to the refs. Play the game, man.
Yeah. Okay.
The referees, man, get some referees offside, man.
Yeah, it does. I agree. I think he needs to learn a bit there. And this guy's only 22 and a half, 23 or something.
22 years old. He's only 22 years old.
He's got 10 years to win a championship. I think he's going to be around for at least 10 years at the top.
He just signed a 5-year extension with the Mavericks.
Yeah. I reckon for the next 10 years, he'll be a top 10 player.
Yeah. You hear about this. He just signed for 5 years,
yeah.
200-some million with the Mavericks. Poor guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this money that they throw around, it's just absolutely
throwing it out. Here you go. You take a few million.
What about France? I mean, they were so impressive in this whole.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that would have been a really hard game for Australia. I think France would have been the favourites to beat us, but that would have been a good matchup, and we never crossed paths with France.
I know they tried to throw it down low to the big fellas, use their height advantage with Rudy, Gourmet, and others.
And they came pretty close. They didn't get flogged by the United States in that gold medal game. They only lost by less than 7 or 8 points.
Yeah, 580.
They were a little bit behind, but they weren't far behind. They were right there. And if it wasn't for KD, they win the gold medal.
Control. KD and company had the control. KD, to me, like I was saying, he's like the Tesla of all basketball players. That's what I call him, the Tesla, man. That dude is unbelievable. He's smooth, man. He's the Iceman Gervin 2.0,
6'11" version.
He's a man. Dude is too smooth. A walking bucket, scoring machine, the Durantula, the Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper.
They call him the Slim Reaper, man. He's a bad boy.
I mean, they pretty had some. He was definitely by far, the man they went to. So that was, he couldn't. Once you've got to get the ball out of his hands is the only way you're going to beat them.
Yeah, but Booker came through as well a little bit, as well as defensively. Drew Holiday is a beast.
Oh yeah, he got a lot of minutes.
Look, he's fun to watch, man.
The guy that did struggle a little bit was Damian, but Lillard. But
yeah, he didn't shoot as well as he could.
He was definitely injured. I think he was just there to make sure he didn't miss out. But he shouldn't have probably been. He probably shouldn't have been playing necessarily. I don't think he could have rested, but they had a few different issues there. But Draymond was really good at center. He was a lot.
Draymond did very good Draymond things. Yeah.
So Draymond was really part of that team, and he was probably the one they went to down the stretch at centre. So that was great performance by some of those guys there. That's for sure. Popovich, he's a great coach. Obviously lost to France early on, but and that they just sort of froze at the end of that particular game. That was what cost them that first time. They just got a bit frozen down, and France took advantage. And my boy Rudy Gobert, I just love the guy. He's just such a good player. He's so underrated. I rate Rudy probably in the top 12 players in the NBA at the moment.
Yeah, he's got to maybe pick his offensive game in the NBA up, pick it up a bit more.
He can just dominate with defense, though. This guy dominate with defense, dominate with a bit of height, some offensive rebounds. Yeah.
Yeah, he's something else over Rudy. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Olympics. What a spectacle! It was such good. I mean, I know lockdown for a week or so in Brisbane, so it was good to have that on whilst lockdown was there. So
what were some of the other highlights? Some of the other highlights from Olympics besides basketball?
What else did I watch? I mean, I didn't watch 100-meter sprint. I think the final of that. I did watch that. A guy from Italy actually won. I'm just trying to remember.
Right.
But that was a bit of a surprise that he won. There was an Australian guy that I think he made the semi-final and did pretty well. A guy with a bit of a mullet. Australian guy.
The old mullet, huh?
Yeah.
Our Australian beach volleyball girl team. Those two girls, they did really well. I think they ended up getting bronze. I was watching now. A lot of people. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. A lot of people watch the beach volleyball, the women's. Particularly because of the scantily clad outfits they wear. But it's always
good.
They're very talented. Very talented.
Definitely a good Olympic spectacle to watch that. There's a lot of skill involved in those 2-on-2 beach volleyball.
Oh, it is.
And very athletic, and those games go for a long time. They're not short games.
I know. I think the Norwegian men won the men's. I watched them as well. That was a good finals as well too. The Norwegian guys. I think
what other sports did I watch? I watched a bit of. There was a women's rugby, sevens. The Kiwis won that. I saw that.
Yeah.
That was quite exciting for those guys. Very quick sort of game. Rugby sevens. They just boom, boom, one into the other.
Yeah. Very exciting to watch.
What else did I watch?
For our swim team, it did really, really well.
Oh, yeah. That was probably the first week and a half. You see a lot of swimming. So,
one young lady from Australia.
Yeah.
Exceptional. I forget her name.
Keon or something.
Yeah. She won.
But I think Australia did pretty well. It's mainly in the pool they won a lot of gold medals.
Yeah. So, shout out to Australia. Especially, I think we were like sixth. I think we finished sixth on the medal tally. Overall medal tallies, which is amazing for a country of this size, population-wise, not size. We're a very vast nation, land-wise, but population-wise, we're not that many people. So for us to do so well here was amazing. So shout out to our Olympic athletes.
Yeah, Emma McEwen had 3 gold medals. I think it was her.
What was her name?
Emma McEwen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Emma. Yeah. Well, she's amazing. Yeah, she did really well.
What else did we have? I'm just trying to think what other big gold medals that we won. Did we win any cycling? Usually we win a cycling.
Something else we did well in.
Shooting or cycling or something. Yeah. Australia at the Olympics.
Channel 7's coverage was really well done.
Yeah, no, it was good. Even we got over here, we still got pretty good coverage. I think Sky had about 12 different channels on, for the Olympics. So
we've got 12 different channels to choose from. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so one of them always had the basketball on, so that was good.
Right, we had an HD. Channel 7 had a HD sort of coverage, which was really clear, crystal clear, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, no, that was.
Olympics were great.
Olympics were great. And okay, so
NBA 32, we got it here in Brizzy, 2030.
Oh, yeah, so make sure stick around in Brisbane, Andre, or live near enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang around here.
It's I think things are going to be pretty good in Brisbane the next 10 years.
Yeah, we might infrastructure-wise, they'll probably be building, more. Well, I think they have already started groundbreaking for new facilities and whatnot, which we are lacking in, especially about sporting facilities. It's not enough because it's the sport. All the sports are growing in this city, and we just don't have the enough venues around, to accommodate everyone. So this is going to be really good. Getting the Olympics is going to help with that cause. So. Yay, Brisbane.
Yeah, so Olympics obviously now. Let's talk a little bit about what do you want to start first, the draft or the free agent signings?
Okay, well, just talk briefly about the draft. Everybody out there the draft has happened a little while ago. So some of the highlights. What were some of your highlights of the draft? And I'll tell you what my highlights were. Yeah.
Okay, no, it's good. It's good that you've got some. I mean, obviously, it was not unexpected that Cade Cunningham was going to go number 1 to Detroit. That was pretty much a given. The only surprise in the first 4 or 5 picks was Scotty Barnes at number 4.
Right.
Went to Toronto instead of the point guard that Suggs went number 5 to Orlando.
Yeah.
I think Orlando have got a really, really good player there. And he's just going to probably take all the minutes of point guard or shooting guard on that young Orlando team. Jalen Suggs is something else. He's really, really good.
Oh, I got a son named Jalen, as you probably know. There was so many Jalen's in the draft.
Oh, yeah. And the other guy, Jalen Green, who went number 2, he's going to be
the one doing really well right now in the summer league. The summer league's on now.
Yeah.
The summer league's
we could talk a bit about the summer league. But Jalen Green's going to be like a big scorer. He's going to be like a T-Mac.
Yeah, he's full of. He also has a lot of personality. He's very has a magnetic personality. So,
yeah, I don't know. I see a little bit of T-Mac in him, but I don't know. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I got this.
So, and then our boy went number 6. Obviously, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, Giddey.
That was, I was a little bit surprised he went to number 6, but I thought he'd be in the top 10. I didn't think he was about in the top 10 or maybe 10th. But and at one stage he was out at number 16 in the projections. But number 6 with Oklahoma City, what a great story that is.
Yeah, I think he just suffered a little bit injury. I don't know how serious he suffered an injury just a few days ago.
Don't think it's too serious. Hopefully.
Yeah. But he had a before that he had a really good highlight
dunk.
In this league, which I posted on Facebook. Which I was really impressed by. Yeah, he went up, he went 2 hands to the cup, strong, and showed those guys, what we're all about. So it was really good. But getting back to the Olympics, though, one of the other highlights.
Yeah, sorry.
Olympics, once the Boomers won the bronze medal, was Andrew Gaze's, his how emotional he was, because he was reflecting on all the years.
He tried it, yeah.
Right, even people before them, it's been a 60-some year drought, for men's basketball as far as medals are concerned. So to see how he was, how emotional he got, because he's, I think he went to 5 Olympics during his career.
I think they probably, Australia probably been to, 4 other semi-finals and lost, came 4th.
He came in 4th on many occasions. So to get over that hump, he really. And then he had the nerve just to even question whether he was going to be apologetic when he made the statement about how he felt that he was a part of that. Of course, he's a part of it. He played a major part in that. Setting this table. All the people that come before us are the ones that we must pay homage to.
The Bogut's, all these different guys.
Brad Keys,
Shane Hill,
CJ Bruton, those Hammer, on and on. Big Paul, what was Big Paul? Big fella Paul played for the Perth Wildcats. He is big 6'10", 6'11" power player. Remember him?
It was Blahob. I remember him, but.
Well, he had another big 6'10", 11 guy. He was a real kind of quiet type of dude. He was very, very thunderous on the court. Oh, I forget his name. Yeah, all those guys played. Damian.
It was Tony Ronaldson. Remember him?
Ronaldson, yeah, the big fella, man. Yeah, he was tough. He was one of the early stretch Big guy.
Fours or stretch
four, man. Yeah, he had that. He's come down on that break, trail on that break, knocked down that big
quarter. Yeah.
Up the middle. Yeah, he was a hell of a player, man. And he had a little jump hook shot that was unstoppable. He had that big old wide, lower backside. Similar to Charles Barkley or something. Yeah. Yeah, Ronaldson, man, he was something else, man. Yeah, he was a load, man. Guys like Sam McKinnon, those guys were part of there was a group of young Aussie players back in the early 90s, led by Sam McKinnon and Aaron Trahair.
Yeah.
I think they won like a junior championship back then, junior national championship. International championship tournament.
You can't sort of think about all the history of the Boomers without thinking about who's that guy who used to play.
The White was another one. Yeah.
There was a guy who they called him the General. He was like he had receding hairline. What was his name? The guy used to play.
Phil Smythe. Yeah, Phil Smythe.
Yeah, Smythe.
Yeah. He was the General, man. One of the greatest point guards Australia's ever produced.
Yeah.
Yeah, he famously. He was one of the guys that when that whole Magic Johnson went down, with the Dream Team, Magic Johnson HIV thing, he was one of the guys who was pretty vocal about not wanting to go out there and play against him. But back then, everybody didn't know much about this new disease, and back then, people would have thought that you could touch a person and become, HIV infected. So there was a lot of ignorance, as far as that was concerned. So you can't really fault him. Because even Magic's teammate back then, the mailman was apprehensive about playing with Magic during the end because nobody knew.
You got some good memories. I can't remember all this sort of stuff.
Oh yeah. I was encyclopedia.
You're more of an encyclopedia than I am. That's for sure.
Yeah, I follow a lot of that stuff. I read a lot. Reading is one of my favorite pastimes too. It's always been one of my favorite pastimes.
The game.
So I anything I get my hands on, I'll read. And I used to even, to build my vocabulary, I would have a book on one side. This is obviously pre-internet. I would have a book on one side, reading the book, and then I have a dictionary next to me. And any words in the book I didn't understand, I would look them up right away in the dictionary. And then
that's pretty good idea. I never really had. I should always have a dictionary close by. I think it's.
No, you do. If you have your phone, we got Google and all that stuff now. We'll Google everything now.
Well, you can Google. That's and I guess that makes it a bit lazy way to do things, isn't it? You just Google. Yep.
It was funny when I used to look up some of those complex words that I look, in the dictionary, and I would try to go out and use those words with my friends in the hood, and they were like, "Man, what you doing, man? Trying to talk
learn how to read."
They would say, "Oh man, you trying to talk like a white dude? You white, man?" like, come on, man. I'm just trying to, improve my vocabulary. What would happen was they would end up trying to. After a while, they would kind of come to my side. It was like positive peer pressure. They would try to. After a while, they would try to compete with me, try to come up with big words themselves, complex words themselves. So I was influencing them in a really positive way. So.
Just stepping back, you said we were talking about the draft before, and you said you had some of your own comments about the draft.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the young man, I can't remember his name. I hate I can't remember his name. There was a moment where the commissioner did a tribute to a young man who was in a car accident.
Oh yes, you're talking about the guy from Kentucky.
Yeah, the Kentucky kid. That was such a touching moment. Such a great gesture by the NBA. To bring his mom, his sister, his little brother, or I don't know if it was his brother or his son, all came up, to the podium, and the NBA established a trust fund for the young man's family. It was just such a tragic, event, but it was such a beautiful moment that the NBA would recognize and pay tribute to this young man. So that was. I think it was Terrence. Terrence was his name. Terrence
Clark. And remember, we actually touched on this 3 or 4 podcasts ago. We did the guy, his teammate of BJ Boston, who got drafted. So
right.
The BJ got I think it was in the second round. So, but Terrence Clark would have been in this draft.
Yeah.
And, it was really, really good what they did. It was
that was That was what would we say, a bittersweet moment, I would call it. Yeah, bittersweet.
Yeah. It was the right thing to do. The right thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's why the NBA is one of the world leaders, in sports, because they do things like that. They're very conscious of human needs and sympathetic towards people that that are going through emotional sort of periods in their life. So it was great.
Yeah.
And then on other notes,
yep.
Draft wise, I don't know, that Jalen Green kid just really, the outfit he had on, he was really cool. He's his kid has just got star potential written all over him. Then he's proven it now on the court. For a Houston team is going to really need it too as well after losing the beard and all that. They need some, he's going to bring back a lot of excitement to that organization, which is great.
Yeah, a good pick, I think. I'm looking forward to see how they all go, Houston. I think.
Yeah.
They all fit together. A lot of teams have changed, and we'll go through that shortly when it comes to the new names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The draft was quite good. There was always some interesting stuff happening. I think the guy that went number 12, Josh Primo, that was a very early pick. I think it was San Antonio that made the pick.
Okay.
San Antonio, that was a bit of a surprise. Wasn't expected to be in the first round.
Right.
So that's a bit like the Cameron Johnson pick of a couple of years ago. No one expected him to sort of be that high.
Right. The other side of the table, someone who went very, very low was Luka Garza from Iowa, the big fella. Like the 52nd, 53rd pick in the draft.
And there's another one too, Sharif Cooper, 48.
Yeah. Well, Luka Garza going so late in the draft, it was a telling moment. First of all, it showed that the role that big men, the receding role that the big men play in the NBA these days, because he's a typical back-to-back big man, and how less the value is placed on those type of big guys. And also, he was a 4-year guy as well too. Played 4 years. So I think that the alarm bells go up for NBA executives when a guy goes 4 years in college. They think these days, because guys are going so early, that he must not be that good if he stayed 4 years. So it's kind of a curse, a blessing and curse. I think the kid got his degree and everything, which is even more important. So if he doesn't have a good career in the NBA, he'll have something else to fall back on as well. So good luck to Luka. He's an Iowa Hawkeye, and my best buddy Philip, his missus is from Iowa. So Brenda, I'm sure she'll be watching his progress very closely over the years, just coming years. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's. No, I guess I think this particular draft, when you look back on this draft, I think what you'll see is. I think it's going to be one of whether it's in the top 3 or 4 of all time, I don't know, but it's going to be right up there. It's got a bit of star power in this draft.
Time will tell. Time
will definitely tell, but it's got the makings of it.
Roll the dice,
Yeah, it's got the makings of something special, and I think
the makings definitely, definitely
the makings of it, and it's going to be just like then obviously the summer league's going to be on, and you better watch these guys play their first lots of games, in Vegas.
That's right.
You'll be able to.
One guy that's really standing out in Vegas is also Space Cam from up in Cairns. Played with the Cairns Taipans.
Yeah, saw that highlight actually.
He had a couple of highlight dunks the other day in Vegas that blew me away.
What's his last name? Cam.
Cam.
I did see the dunk.
Yeah, Cam, who played in Cairns. He got picked up late with the Houston Rockets and played really well in the last 80 or so games of the season. Meaningless games, but he performed very well. So now he's playing with him in the summer league, and it's very, very likely he'll get a contract. Yeah, we gotta look his name. We gotta look him up. You look him up, Cam. So we can show some respect, put some respect on his name, and
put respect on these guys' names.
This man's name, call him his right. I'm trying to think of him before you.
So who do you play for again?
Play for Candace tight pants. Well, he's with the Houston Rockets. With tight pants players. Cam
Oliver?
Cam.
Was it Oliver?
Cam Oliver. Yes, it is. And speaking of Olivers, I saw a picture of, you remember Big Oliver that played for the Phoenix Suns many years ago? Big wide dude. Oliver Miller.
Oh,
Man, you should see pictures of him now. I mean,
he's small again, isn't he?
He's lost all kind of weight.
Yeah, I
don't know if you can pull a picture up of him over there.
It's
saw a picture of the other day he was with
that's Cameron Oliver there. That's the guy with respecting with the dunk, right?
Yeah. He's a highlight reel, a walking highlight reel.
Yeah, he's could be the next Miles Bridges, you reckon?
Pardon me?
The next Miles Bridges with the big dunks. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in that sort of mold. But Oliver Miller, loses weight. Man, there's a pic of him just a few minutes ago. Weight loss. There you go.
Those are some of the old ones. We used to weigh.
Those are the old pictures. Yeah, he looked back then. He's still like he looked like he had a weight problem back then.
Yeah, that might be him there. Actually, that's fairly recent. It's a bit more recent. Anyway,
When he tried to throw a chair, he said, "Remember when you tried?" Yeah, big fella lost a lot of weight. So kudos to him because there's been a lot. Over the last 10 years, there's been so many NBA players. Or former NBA players that have passed away, and a lot of it had to do with their diet and their lifestyle, post career, where they would let themselves kind of go,
Rightio. What about let's talk about the Lakers. These guys have made a lot of changes. Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
What do you think of Russell Westbrook going to the Lakers and then Carmelo Anthony?
Wow, man, I'm on a wait and see sort of program. I don't know what we're going to get. It's like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get when that all unfolds, when the season unfolds. You're going to get a lot of effort from Westbrook. That's first and foremost. You're going to get a guy that goes 100 miles and running like NWA sing about. He's back home, so he's going to be even more pumped up. Because he's an LA boy. I think he's gonna have to alter his game, obviously, to suit what's going on, in LA with a guy like LeBron, who's the orchestrator, who orchestrates. So, and I think at this stage of his career, he'll be willing to change his game, change his game a bit to appease the team, because he's been a one-man sort of triple double threat the last few years. Now he sees he has a very good chance of getting a ring. Now, how about if we get a Lakers Nets finals? The story.
I think the Lakers aren't going to. It's one of these things. You remember I think it was the Lakers who they got. Remember them when they got Karl Malone and they got.
They got a broke down Karl Malone, who's also trying to.
Well, you got to compare that to like a broke down Carmelo Anthony.
No, Carmelo's coming off. He's actually improved. He improved during his time in Portland. Funny enough.
He's going to be coming off the bench for the Lakers, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
That'll be.
His range is deeper. He's going to be a real good asset for them for that second unit.
Yeah. No, that's those three guys are going to be interesting trio though. Westbrook, AD, and LeBron. Let's just all hope that they all can play and they're all healthy.
This is where Vogel's going to have to earn his money. He's the coach. He's going to have to earn his money. Him and the coaching staff put it all together.
So you may have seen today that Dennis Schroeder signed with Boston. Did you see that?
Yeah, he lost a lot of money because he turned down a big contract.
Huge deal, and I think he's only getting $6 million. I think now. So.
Listen to us saying only $6 million. But he turned down an $84 million contract over 4 years.
Yeah. 20 plus, per year. He was on 15 previously, so he's going down 9 million.
But if he plays well, if he plays well, he'll get back up there. He's still fairly.
I mean, there's probably an opportunity there now. Kemba Walker's gone. I mean, so you're going to have Schroeder, Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown, and also
Tatum. Tatum played well in the Olympics as well too.
Oh yeah, forgot about him. He's been he was good in the Olympics.
Oh man, he's looking like
top. Probably, I have him numbers in the top 6 in the NBA at the moment. I think he's top 6 or 7.
He looked
really
good in Tokyo. Yeah.
I can put him right up there at the moment. I think he's right up there. You know, all the different guys who just he's right at the peak of his powers, and he might get better as well. He's going to get better. So
I see Jalen Brown just became a Muslim as well too.
I didn't know that.
Full on converted to Islam as well too. I don't know if he's going to change his name, but shout out to him. I have many friends and family members who are part of that Islamic religion, and so it's
And one thing we didn't mention before, we sort of opened up the show with Paddy Mills, how dominant he was at the Olympics, but now he's going to be playing for the Nets next year.
Yeah. He's going to be a big. He's going to make some big contributions there. That was a big pickup for them. Great pickup.
And he'll be able to just come straight off the bench and light it up. You know, he'll be able to. He'll have more, a bit more room as well.
You have the ultimate green light when he comes off the bench with that second unit.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be an interesting play on things as well, I think.
He's a seasoned vet too. He's like 10 years in the league now.
Yeah, I'd say about that. I think he definitely was around when San Antonio won the title. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was
in the top second league. Yeah, might have been his second season or something. I'm a bit. The Clippers losing Kawhi for probably most of the year, if not the whole season. That's going to be interesting.
I think they'll adjust to that. They'll adjust. PG-13 had a good season like last year. He'll come back even stronger. And what's the latest on? Did they re-sign? What's the
Batum? They re-signed Batum and Morris, both coming back.
No, what about the guard? With the played really well. Second best.
They got Terrence. They got Reggie Jackson as well.
Reggie. Did he get re-signed to a bigger contract?
Yeah, he definitely resigned. I think they actually got from what I saw. Let's just have a look. I'm pretty sure they resigned him, and I don't think the contract was as much as what he could have got.
Probably got some back end sort of stuff going on. Well, we'll look after you towards the end. Because he played really well. He had a great playoffs.
It's a 2-year, $22 million deal for
Reggie. Okay.
Yeah, very new. Yeah.
I think they had a new bargaining.
So that's about just $11 million a season for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, I think he could have got better. I think.
If he went elsewhere, yeah. But I'm a big fan of his now. Big fan of Reggie's. Yeah.
But I think what I've been sort of hearing with the Clippers is that Terrence Mann is going to have a big role in his 3rd season.
Oh yeah, he will. So, most definitely.
And Zubac is going to have a bigger role too. So these are the guys that I think are going to be the ones that really step up for the Clippers. Zubac and Mann.
Right.
They're the 2 guys. They're my predictions.
With free agency, we should have started off our free agency talk with the fact that Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard both declined their final contract here. They declined their money, and they're going to re-sign. I think Chris Paul's already re-signed.
He's re-signed to age 40 if he wants it, if it all works out, I think.
Yeah. So he would have he declined the $44 million that he was owed this coming season.
Yeah.
In favor of getting the $30+ million over the next 4 years, which was probably a very smart move, on his part, as far as longevity and security,
Some interesting ones. The team that's changed quite a lot is the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Chicago Bulls have got a starting lineup of Lonzo Ball, right?
Yep.
They've got Zach LaVine, the Olympian, played well in the Olympics.
Played really well, yep.
DeMar DeRozan at small forward. Okay. Patrick Williams, the number 4 pick, probably playing number 4, I'd say.
Yeah, he was good. He's got a very promising future.
And then Vucevic at center.
Vucevic, a seasoned vet, in the middle.
So they've got a good starting lineup. I hope they can all gel together. But that's the makings of a good team.
Again, that'll be done.
Your hometown.
Pardon me?
Your hometown,
Yeah, hometown. I'm really happy with the moves they made. They're finally starting to show some signs that they want to try to do something in the league. makes some really good moves in off season.
So they sort of improved. How well improved, we don't know. I think who else has made some moves? Miami have got Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. They also picked up PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
Because Milwaukee, if they had signed him, I think they would have been way over the luxury tax, so they couldn't sign him, which was unfortunate because he played a big. It sounds kind of I don't know what the whole story behind that.
But he was
watching a video the other day.
I think he's a huge factor. He was in their championship because the defense that he plays
brings that toughness. Yeah. That was great bringing him and Lowry down to Miami, along with Jimmy Jackson and some of those other tough guys they got. The big fella. What's the big fella played in Tokyo for Miami? Big Bam. They got a lot of tough.
Jimmy Butler re-signed again for a big deal for 4 years, I think, for Jimmy. 160 million or something.
Oh, for Jimmy?
For Butler, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's got to have a bounce back year. He didn't play too well in the playoffs last year.
He had a good regular season, but yeah, you're right. I think they only had the one round and they got knocked out, so it was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
So they will be trying to get better as well. It's going to be interesting. Philadelphia are going to look a little bit different without Simmons.
What's happening with the Ben saga? What have you heard?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's just all we're hearing is of rumors of where he could possibly go. I think it's a bit tight-lipped at the moment. He's definitely not going to be returning. It's just where do you think the ideal spot is for Ben Simmons?
Golden State, of course.
Yeah, well, that's sort of right up there, and they've got the pieces to be able to. They've got a few pieces there that they could offer in a trade.
Yeah, and I heard he only wants to go to any of the LA teams. LA, he wants to go anywhere where
he's not going to be. The Lakers won't be able to fit him on. I don't think the Clippers will be able to fit him. So
yeah,
I can't see the Clippers doing a deal. I don't think the Clippers would want him for some reason. I mean, Golden State makes sense. There must be other teams out there that make sense, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to have him, Steph, I think Clay. I mean, what sort are you going to trade? You're going to have to trade Wiggins for sure. I mean, Wiggins would have to be traded.
Yeah. And
some picks and some maybe get rid of maybe they get rid of Blunty. What's his name? Wiseman.
Oh man, I don't know if they want to part with the big fella. He's going to be all right. He's got a very bright future.
He's going to take a while, I think, but I think he might be good. But it's early days for him.
I heard it's close. I think there's a great chance that Dame ends up in Philly. So mark those words. Mark my words on that.
Who was that? Sorry.
Dame may end up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's the other guy. It's sort of flying under the radar a little bit. Is Dame Lillard could not be? He might be out of Portland. So that's flying under the radar a little bit. But
being in Philly, being up in Portland. What do you think?
What's that?
Being in Portland, how would that work?
Yeah, we'll just swap one point guard for another. Lillard. Yeah. Maybe it's Philadelphia that have got to give up a little bit more to get Lillard. That's probably what will, because I think Lillard has got more trade commodity, than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's all about that. Yeah,
so even though Lillard's older, I think because of where things are at, he's still more valuable.
Yes.
Than a rookie of the year, Ben Simmons.
Because of the way the NBA is now too with shooting. He's shooting.
Shooting. Even though he's recovering from something, he's got a lot more trade value, and he's probably the top 7 or 8 players in the NBA at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
He's that good. So Simmons, and McCollum, how would that work? It's an interesting. I don't know. That's a possibility though. That's where else can these guys go?
I know. No.
And I think Lillard would fit okay with Joel Embiid.
The options are fairly limited at this stage. Yeah.
They might have to. I don't know. Tobias Harris. We don't know what. I don't know what Philadelphia are going to do.
Yeah.
Is anyone else on the trade block that you think, or anyone else that any other big names that might get traded?
Can't think of anybody else. No, not at all. No, everybody else is pretty. All the teams are getting fairly settled at this point.
I like. What else have I noticed? Yeah, Kelly Olynyk in Detroit. That's an interesting one. What else have other trades? We've got Ariza's part of that old Lakers team.
Yeah, I think he's a down low good pickup as well for them as well. He gives you that. He's older version. He's an older 3D type of guy. He can shoot it, and plays really good defense. Brings toughness, and he's another LA boy as well too. And the Lakers also picked up four. I mean, they now have four guys with Chicago roots on their team. Alfonso McKinney.
That's right. I think Caruso has gone to the Bulls too.
Yeah, and then they got Kendrick Nunn, the third one. And then
Kendrick Nunn, the Lakers. That's an interesting.
Yeah, and then they have THT.
Yeah, that's signed him up for a long 4 years. I think 4 years.
Yeah, all four of those guys have Chicago roots. Horton Tucker and Nunn both played the same high school, Simeon High School, which was in my division. My high school. I used to play against Simeon. That's the school that produced Derrick Rose and Jabari Parker and Nick Anderson, all those guys. Yeah.
Another team with a lot of changes, right? The Washington Wizards. So Montrezl Harrell to back up at center.
And how will Kuzma fit in there too?
I'm making a prediction right now that Kuzma will jump above Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup. But that's just
you weren't really high on Rory anyway, too. Our last podcast, you weren't really high on Rory.
No, he's a good player. He's young, but I think Kuzma's got something more. I don't know, but they're going to have an interesting lineup. Beal's still there. They've got Spencer Dinwiddie starting at point guard.
Oh, Dinwiddie's there too? Yeah, okay.
And I think from what I'm hearing, they're going to go with a lot of a three-guard lineup. So you're going to see a lot of KCP at the small forward position as well.
KCP, yeah, it's another one. I think the Lakers kind of, I don't think they really wanted to. And they lost Caruso too, the Caruso show. Huh?
They lost him, but they got the Bulls.
Oh, Caruso's with the Bulls as well?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Wow. We really did do well. Yeah.
So he's there to, a bit of glue and a bit of play off the bench. Some guard play off the bench. You'll be able to back up these guys. I think that's
a good pickup, Caruso.
And
LeBron has some really good parting words. He tweeted out a very touching, emotional tweet about losing Caruso. He had a picture of the GOAT. He had a picture of the GOAT.
Oh yeah.
His tweet from Caruso.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. What are the Pelicans? They got rid of Ball pretty. Didn't give up. Have to give up. Didn't get much in return.
Yeah, they got a new coach too, right? They got a new coach down, Willie something, old-time assistant coach. It's quite a few African. I'm really happy. There's quite a few.
Is it Willie Green? Isn't it?
Willie Green, yeah. I'm very happy that there's quite a few African American coaches in the NBA at the moment. There's quite a few. I think the guy that the Celtics picked up an African American guy too, he was Popovich's one of his right hand men. I can't say his name. Umadoko or something like that. He got picked up at the Celtics as the head coach.
Yeah, so in some other interesting trades, there was Jonas Valanciunas has gone to the Pelicans. That was
right.
Interesting one. Steven Adams and Bledsoe are still in the Grizzlies at the moment. What else was there? There's a few other trades there. I'm just making sure I haven't missed any.
Indiana pick up anybody?
Ricky Rubio's gone to Cleveland.
All right.
Who's that? Sorry.
What was I saying? Indiana, the Pacers. Did they make any major moves?
Well, they got rid of Doug McDermott. I didn't see too many other because I'm wearing a Pacers shirt at the moment.
Dougie McBuckets is gone.
He's gone to the Spurs, yeah. So he's gone to the Spurs. So has Thaddeus Young has gone to the Spurs.
Okay.
I'm just seeing who they got. The Pacers, they got the number 22 pick, Isaiah Jackson. So
yeah, he looked pretty good.
So he's already had some good summer league games. Today was a good one. Utah haven't done too much. Utah. Oh yeah, they've got Hassan Whiteside backing up our boy Go Bird.
Whiteside's in Utah. Okay.
he's backing up the Stifle Tower. So yeah, I don't know. That's probably most of those sort of trades.
They should look at the guy who backed him up in the lip for the French team, the big African kid. He was all right. He had some good moments. Big 7-foot+ African kid that played for the French team.
The guy with the same name as the Fall. Was his last name Fall?
Fall, yeah, Fall. I thought it was like Taco Fall. Where's Taco Fall at? Yeah. Big Taco. What happened to him?
I thought it was probably still in Boston somewhere. I don't know. But
yeah.
He's So I'm just seeing if there's anything else what they wanted to bring up, actually. So we've spoken about the draft.
I think, yeah,
a lot of free agency stuff, trades.
Yeah.
What about the Lakers?
Nets. Lakers Nets. We didn't talk much about that. Lakers. That a potential Lakers Nets clash in the finals would be made for TV because you have Brown versus Irving against Kyrie, and you have Russ against KD. All these guys, former teammates playing against each other.
Yep.
It would just be made for TV. That happens. So if everybody stays healthy, it's very, very possible.
Yep.
Yeah, you have Carmelo and just all kinds of stars. Carmelo, the Beard, and the finals like that would be really, really good.
Yeah,
it happened. But the Greek Freak, his guys, until somebody takes it away from him, they got the crown. They got the rings. The ring's the thing. And he's only going to get better. He's only 20. How old is the Greek Freak? 24, 25 years old.
27, I think.
Yeah, but the way for him to come back from that injury and then play the way he played, but saying that Monty Williams and those guys, I don't know why they didn't take a they didn't build a wall. They left DeAndre Ayton on an island trying to guard this guy, as opposed to team defense. Build a wall, try to, frustrate the Greek Freak.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great. It was a great finals. Much credit to the Bucks for their win.
So I guess one of the things to talk about before we break up fantasy basketball. Now I'm starting up a new 9-category league, which I want you to be involved in.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
So,
how much time? Is it fairly time consuming? Because
I guess the most time consuming thing is probably the draft.
That's the most time.
Which is on Saturday.
I got about 20 kids, man. I got to look after.
So I don't know. Basically, that's I've been sort of trying to get it going. So we didn't do the draft on Saturday. I'm not sure. Are you around on Saturday this week or not?
This Saturday? What time Saturday we're looking at?
I think I looked at it was about. Double check. I think it was 2 or 3 p.m. Brisbane time.
Okay.
So it's
an training programs that I do.
Yeah.
Individual training programs with.
What we could do, Andre, is we could. What some of the other guys are doing is co-GMing. So what that means is there's 2 of them on basically.
GMs.
So maybe we could co-GM together.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm on board with that. Yeah.
Co-GMing. That way, if you have a look at the team and say, Tim, I want to get rid of fucking this guy, then we'll get rid of him. But if you want to, it depends. If you're there, that way, if you make the draft, you make the draft. If you don't, then it doesn't matter. So, so we'll do that. That sounds like a plan.
You okay with that? My son Tariq, he's okay. He's okay with that. Yeah.
So that's what we'll do. We'll get you to co-GM. I think that's my plan. I think because I think it's a little bit where amongst 2 people, and you know what I'm like. We better sort it out. So this is going to be. We might have to come up with a new team name. So I know you're sort of born in Chicago, Loyola. How do you?
Yeah.
We've got to come up with our own little fantasy basketball team name, perhaps.
All right, okay. We're brainstorming some names up. Yeah.
So think of a name. If you text me a name you think is going to be good, something like the Viola Ramblers or something.
Okay. Yeah, the Ramblers. Okay.
Something that's could be dear to your heart. So we could do that.
All right. That sounds good.
Does sound great. So we'll do that. That's just a shout out to that. That's going to be a category league. So this is where you win. If you win the most categories, you win the sort of matchup. That's how it's going to work.
Is Hurst involved with that? The journalist Hurst?
He's involved in the TRSBA, the original one, the original points league.
Yeah.
One. So he's involved in that. Some of the guys that he knows are involved in this new one that I'm setting up. So
Tom Hurst, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah. Shout out to Tom.
If you listen to this, Tom, what's up, Tom?
It was quite interesting. So in our draft, they had Tom, who's got a co-GM in our TRSBA, they had the opportunity at number 10 to draft Josh Giddey, and they did not.
Ooh. Wow.
I don't understand. They went for Franz Wagner instead. But
Franz Wagner, okay, yeah.
So, and then the very next pick, obviously number 11, whoever that was, Josh Giddey went number 11. So that was a good pick. Kirby, picked him at number 11, I think. In our draft, that was before a day and a half before the TRSBA draft. So that was
Hey, also shout out to going back to this thing about shout out to the USA women's basketball team too. They were quite dominant as well too in the Olympics. They had a heck of a team, man. Oh my goodness. That Brittany Griner, I was saying.
They won the gold. I assume I didn't check that, but.
Oh yeah. Emphatically, yeah. Brittany Griner for them. I'm a fan of hers now. She could have been. I would say she could have been DeAndre Ayton's backup with the Phoenix Suns. She's that tough, on the post. We got Liz Cambridge as well. Didn't play with us, but she's going through some controversial stuff as well. Shout out to Liz as well. If she ever happens to watch this, she's a very attractive, very talented young lady. It'd be hope to see her back in the green and gold, for the next Olympics 3 years from now. Yeah, if everything's all good. Shout out to you, Liz. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Andre, it's been nearly an hour. I'm probably going to. Been really good to catch up. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I don't know if we missed too much. It's really good to catch up. I think we'll probably do another one of these. I don't know, maybe in a month or so.
Sounds good, man.
Once we've got once summer league sort of done and dusted, so maybe we can get through summer league and maybe just see how some of these players are gone and if there's anything else that comes out.
Hey, one more thing. The TBT. I don't know if you knew about this the basketball tournament that took place. I watched that. That finished up before. It's the tournament that starts off with 65 teams in the U.S. and they are comprised mainly guys.
Is it five players a team, or is it three on three? Or?
No, it's 5 on the team. It's a regular.
Okay.
About 11 guys on a team.
Okay. Yeah.
The beauty of it is it's 11. Sorry. 65 teams start off elimination. Only one team walks away with $1 million at the end of the tournament.
Yep.
Winner takes all. And there was a kid, Kiefer Sykes, who's from Chicago, played for the Southeast Melbourne team this past year. Hit the game-winning shot to win the $1 million for the Syracuse alumni. A lot of university alumni teams enter into these competitions. And this Kiefer Sykes, he actually got picked up by the Indiana Pacers as well too.
Yep.
So shout out to them. Congratulations to Kiefer and the Boeheim's Army, which was the name of that team that won the $1 million. So you can start off, make your way all the way up to the championship game, and get to the championship game after this grueling 2-week tournament, and only one team takes home $1 million, the other team goes home empty after all that.
But that's split the prize money. It's just all for the winner.
Yeah. I think the average prize money is $70,000 to $80,000 per player, on this team. So the TBT tournament was really, really well won. Really really well ran. That's
okay.
Who's played on ESPN? Yeah.
But anyway, it's been great to catch up. I'll go to see the wife's home now. She's done some shopping. I've been up the mountain today. I've done a bit of snowboarding.
All right. Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. I'm going down faster. And not sort of. I'm getting a bit better at it. I haven't been doing snowboarding for that long, but it is fun and very enjoyable. And it's not very far to get up the top of the mountain, which is what I like.
Is it quite dangerous?
Yeah, it's only as dangerous as you want it to be. If you want to sort of go on a steep, sort of slope, then that's dangerous.
Any trees, any obstacles in the way on your way down?
It's a bit different to Banff. I mean, there's no Banff. If you ever look at Banff, you can always see trees on those slopes, but there's no trees on the slopes here. No.
Right. Okay. Great. Good talking with you, man. Say hi to your missus as well, too, man.
I will do. Great to talk to you. We'll get this uploaded probably today as well.
That was great, man. Shout out to everybody out there.
And we'll get it shared out there to the Australian basketball fanatics community as well. So.
Go Boomers. Well done.
Okay. Well,
USA.
Text me that fantasy team name and I'll get you to co-GM anyway.
That was great.
Okay, mate. See ya.
Peace.